It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Steelers and the Cards, coming up next.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon Garden alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
To get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And we are underway here on EA Sports. Out of his end zone comes Andy Isabella. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Arizona Cardinals offense coming out here for the first time, and we get a peek at Kyler Murray, the dangerous offensive weapon now in his 3rd season in the National Football League.
And when you have a guy like Kyler Murray under center, it not only opens up your playbook, it allows you to draw up even more plays because he's among the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the league and a true playmaker. If flushed out of the pocket, he might even be more dangerous. The next step for him, being able to throw on rhythm and deliver from the pocket.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. From the gun, Murray. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Murray going to throw. Dancing to his left. Oh, fancy running by Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. First carry for James Conner. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
That burst good for 20 and a first down. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for because, you know, all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray scamper out. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week. But here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Here come the Steelers now on offense, led out by a man who's been at the control since 2004. Six-time Pro Bowler, Ben Roethlisberger.
And it's not out of the question. It's not out of the realm at all to wonder if this might be the final season for Big Ben, either in a Steeler uniform or in the NFL period. He re-signed back in March saying, "It's my greatest honor to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and give my all for the organization." Had a big year in 2020, 33 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions, and led the Steelers to an 11-0 start. You have to think that he would love to end his career the way Peyton Manning and John Elway did, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy and heading off into the sunset.
Just a yard to go here on second down. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, but it'll be second down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a third down and long coming up. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. Short little throw to Ebron. Room to run inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
On second down, Samuels. A 4-yard pickup that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on third down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
And no team got after the quarterback quite like the Steelers did last season. They led the NFL in sacks and quarterback pressures, and there's another one right there. This Pittsburgh team, always known as Blitzburgh.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's Murray. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Ray McLeod deep for Pittsburgh. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It was a terrific first half from the former #1 overall pick, Kyler Murray. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football at State Farm Stadium. And for the call, let's head back out to Glendale and hand it over to Brandon God.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter.
It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And you know what I think the defense is saying back to them? Why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Credit that to the rookie first-rounder, Zaven Collins, the former Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Now it's Roethlisberger. Setting up the screen, this is Samuels. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Running right on the option is Murray. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners, keep moving it, keep grinding clock.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's 2nd down. Murray a give. This is Connor. Bust through the tackle. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And while the guys with the ball are having a whole lot of fun keeping it on the ground, the guys on the opposite side, they are having zero fun. They've been getting pushed around the entire game and haven't found an answer yet to slow down the running game.
And just nowhere to go for Connor. Defense gets to him, and they mark him short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Prater on to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Ray McLeod to return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to to the 35. Well, for Ben Roethlisberger, he had the elbow reconstruction back in 2019, but he does not appear to have lost much at all, as that was a rocket. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. Looking deep here for Ebron. And it's knocked away and incomplete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Working his way in there that time, Melvin Ingram to make the stop.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, in this part of the game, the 4th quarter, this is where a running back really has a chance to shine. This is what they've been training for, to take over the game down the stretch. The defense, it's been battered all game long. And here, this is just a case of a runner imposing his will and deciding he didn't want to be tackled right there.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.